Chad Simmons of FoxSportsScout.com here in Fairburn, Georgia. Langston Hughes High School, a new school. I would say the first national prospect out of here, DeAndre Walker. A marked man this year, I would say, without a doubt. You know, you're facing double and triple teams on a regular basis. You had 21 sacks as a sophomore, around 15 this year. You have a chance. You guys are going to the playoffs. You have a chance to get back up to that 21. But it's a tough road. I mean, how tough has it been this year compared to last year to amass those, 15, 16 sacks?
It's just a matter of me coming off the ball a little bit quicker than last year because the double team and the triple team is no joke. But it's even kind of good because the other defensive end on the other side is doing his job as well and getting to the quarterback.
I mean, you have that X on your chest now. I mean, you know that. I mean, there's probably more trash talking going on to you. Guys trying to get into your head a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they know you have 36 scholarship offers. They know you're a top 100 kid in the country on Scout.com. They know you're being pursued by national programs. What's that like? Have you kind of kept your cool, or have you kind of got into that back and forth talking game?
It was one game, last game, Tri-Cities game, we had gotten back and forth to it. But I was just telling him, you're blocking me, but what about the other three that's on the front line as well? You got to get them too. You can't just put all your attention on one man. It's 11 people playing the game of football.
I think it says a lot about you and the kind of player you are. Or one of the first things you say in this interview is, yes, I'm getting double and triple teamed, but that's giving the other side, the defensive end on the other side, a better chance to make plays for himself. You're obviously a team player.
Yes, sir.
You want your team to be successful. You're still making your plays, but other guys are as well, and you're helping them make those plays. And that's what schools probably like about you, your versatility. You can play rush in. You can probably play outside linebacker on the next level. Where do you think you'll play? How will you fit in that 4-3 scheme, that 3-4 scheme?
Most colleges already told me that I would play a linebacker, like a rover. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah, a rover. And I would stand up sometimes and rush the pass, or I get down in the three-point stance and rush the pass. But either way it goes, I'm going to still be rushing the passer.
That's what you do best.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen you in some 7-on-7 stuff where you've had to play, outside backer and drop into pass coverage and play some man-to-man on that tight end.
And I can also say me stopping the run has gotten a little bit better as well because it's simple. You don't have to get too far up in the backfield, take those 2 or 3 steps, and then react off that ball movement.
Yeah, I mean, you're very athletic. What's your size up to right now?
210.
And you're 6'3"?
Yes, sir.
I mean, and you have these long arms, big old hands. I mean, you're going to get bigger, once you get into the full-time weight program, play football basically year-round, and not any other sports like you do here at Langston Hughes. You have, I think you said, 39 scholarship offers, if your count is right. I mean, you've had a lot.
Be a little bit off.
I was here, I think, back in February, about 10 months or so, 8, 9, 10 months ago, somewhere around February, January, somewhere early in the year, and it just really got started for you at that point. North Carolina offered you first, Georgia followed thereafter, Tennessee, and then pretty much everyone. You haven't really had any offers in the last couple of months because everybody had pretty much already told you have an offer. Yes. You mentioned to me 3 schools that are right now standing out for you.
Yes.
You mentioned Auburn, Georgia, and Louisville.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about those 3 schools a little bit. Start with Auburn. You've been there this year for the game against Mississippi State. What about Auburn stands out to you?
I like the game atmosphere and what's the coach name? Head coach.
Malzahn?
Yeah, Gus Malzahn. I like how he's pushing them and making them believe that they can win if they put their mind to it.
Has their success this year surprised you a little bit?
It didn't surprise me because I knew a few cats that went up there to their school and their ability, but they up there trying their hardest and trying to win.
Yeah, they're playing well. I think they've, exceeded expectations this year, from the most across the country, at this point. Georgia, in-state school. I remember the first time I was here and I talked to you. You got the offer at one of their junior days, back in February, somewhere around that time. And you said that your family
Yes.
are big Georgia fans.
Yes.
You were a big Georgia fan, you know, as a kid growing up, but that's a little bit different now with the whole process going on.
Because now I'm starting to learn.
Yeah, outside of just kind of being in that UGA family and being a close to home school, what else do you like about Georgia?
Like you said, it's close to home, their game atmosphere, and some of the people that I know that goes to their school, I look at them as older brothers and people I could look up to.
You know, like you came out and said it first, close to home. You know, how much does that help a school? Auburn's not too far. You know, Georgia's an in-state school. Is that going to play into your decision, like a location?
We've thought about that, but long as I can get on the plane and come back home without worrying about having to pay or nothing like that to find a way back home.
You know, in Louisville, you haven't been there. You've been to Georgia, you've been to Auburn. All you've done with Louisville is watch them on TV.
Yes.
But something about the way they play has caught your attention
Yes.
to put them up into your top 3.
And the way they have just recruited me, like I had found the coach name out on Twitter, and I just been DMing him and going back and forth with him. And
You remember which coach it is?
Sharon Moore, and he just would tell me every day they have a game, look at the game, and I would look at the game or try to find a way to look at the game, see the game, and I like how they're playing.
You know, so his consistency has really paid off
Yes.
to stay
Paid
on
off,
you,
yes.
to
It
build
is.
that relationship, him not forgetting about you, but that every week consistent message has paid off for Louisville.
Yes.
You know, one thing you mentioned to me coming into this interview was you're nowhere close to making a decision.
Yes, sir.
Well, what is your plan moving forward? We're still 3 months or so away from signing day 2014, and you're a 15 kid. Well, what's your plan, you know, moving forward? I mean, ideally for you, when would you want to make that decision?
I don't know yet. I honestly don't. But some of the things that I would be looking for is, like you said, not close to home, but knowing that I can get back home, and also knowing that I'm going to go and play somewhere and start and get a good education at the same time.
When you say start, does that mean true freshman start
Yes,
or just
true freshman.
start in time?
True freshman start.
So you want to play
football.
right away.
Yes, sir.
So you're looking at depth charts,
Yes.
who they have in front of you.
Yes.
What about the scheme? Does that matter if it's a 3-4-4-3?
Nope, as long as I'm rushing the pass, getting after somebody or playing football, doing what I love to do.
You just want to pursue that quarterback.
And then something else we have talked about was trying to get some of my teammates to come to school and play with us as well, with me, or try to get at least one person to go to that same
So
school.
you'd like to get somebody like a Montavious, like a Jeremiah, somebody with you.
Yes.
Is there any reason behind that?
No, not really. It's just that the bond that we have built, I want to keep at least one person with me.
You know, last question. I mean, how does it feel to be in your shoes, to be recognized as one of the premier juniors in the entire country?
It's kind of hard because, you know, you can't slip up with anything you do or say, or you have to watch how you talk to people and carry yourself as a man, basically, and you have to work harder because it does get harder. As you can see, you have a big old bullseye on your back.
But can't that be a good thing too?
Just
To make you walk that straight and narrow line, not to step out of line, to play hard every play, because you know, like you said, you're being watched every minute now. You are a guy that's well known across the country, and that can also help you a little bit.
yes, it's just a responsibility.
Got to make good decisions.
Yes,
DeAndre, always a pleasure talking to you, man. Thanks so
All right.
much for your time.
appreciate it.